That means, yeah, I could talk for 55 minutes straight, but I want to hear from you. Maybe you've gone out to a restaurant that's something that I can't get to every single restaurant in Southern California, so maybe you've hit upon a gem. Speaking of a gem, in about 15 minutes, Ryan Lopez, he is the king, no, he's the Lord Empanada in Monrovia. If you haven't heard about them yet, you're going to hear all about them in about 15 minutes. He's actually live in studio. If you're watching Facebook, he's right over there. And he's brought some of his killer empanadas with him for the staff. Right now it's just Ryan and Kevin and Peter here, and we're going to chow down on some empanadas. Lord Empanada, 866-870-5752. 866-870-5752. All right, before we get started with tonight's show, I'd like to take a moment to thank our wonderful local sponsors who made this incredible program possible. First up is Baja Ranch Market, known throughout Monrovia and Pasadena for offering an exceptional selection of fresh produce, locally sourced products, and a friendly atmosphere. That's Baja Ranch Market. I've been there. The people that work there make shopping an absolute pleasure. Their commitment to quality and community really shines through, and we're proud to have them backing our show. So that's Baja Ranch Market. Also, out in Monrovia. It seems like we have a Monrovia type theme this evening. I want to give a shout out to Domenico's, the steakhouse in Monrovia. I recently had a chance to write up about Domenico's in the Mountain View News. And what struck me about the Domenico's was their mouth-watering steaks and innovative menu, but also creating a welcoming environment for locals and visitors alike. To the owner listening tonight and here, thank you for your dedication and being a pillar in your community. Your commitment to excellence is clearly evident in every dish you serve, and it's an honor to have you as a sponsor of our show. We appreciate both Baja Ranch Market and Domenico's in Monrovia. Great local partners. I was talking before the show, talking to Ryan Lopez, and I had mentioned to him about Domenico's in Monrovia. He knew all about it. He was telling me, "Oh yeah, I can't understand how they're able to do those steaks so really great." So we'll talk. We're going to talk to Ryan a little bit more than just Lord Empanada. We'll try to talk to him about the business of the restaurant business, why they come, why they go, why these people get into it. But first, I want to talk to you guys about the biggest news happening right now in food related to California. Not necessarily Los Angeles, but California. Restaurants closure due to wildfires. In Pasadena, McDonald's restaurants was destroyed by the ongoing wildfires that began January 7th, 2025. At least 3 restaurants in Altadena, including the 69-year-old Fox's restaurant, was destroyed by the Eaton fire. They still have Cindy's out in Eagle Rock on Colorado Boulevard, but yeah, sad. All those restaurants that were destroyed by the so-named Eaton fire. The closure of the Prima Materia tasting room, Prima Materia Vineyard and Winery, very famous winery up in Oakland, announced the closure of their tasting room. Sad. March 16th, owner Pietro Bettina cited challenges in selling lesser-known varietals and the impact of the pandemic on sales reasons for the closure. Here's one. Labor dispute at the Original Pantry Cafe, the iconic Original Pantry Cafe in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, never closes. I don't even know if they have a lock on the front door. They're open 365 days a year. But they're threatening to go union there at the Pantry in downtown LA. They are telling the union, "We don't want you." And the union's saying, "Yes, the employees want to be unionized." So what's going to happen? I don't know. Whole Box named top restaurant. I guess my friend Ryan, who's going to be here in a couple minutes, has been there. Whole Box, a seafood counter in Los Angeles, was ranked as the #1 restaurant in America by Yelp's list of top 100 places to eat in 2025. You know what? I need to turn on my Facebook because I want to see who's listening and watching. I'm sure the usual friends, Mike Dobbs and Hal Dolan. The restaurant, renowned for its Yucatan-style ceviche and octopus tacos. And then lastly, wait a minute, you had mentioned, Ryan, you mentioned another restaurant that got burned. Oh, no, Luggage Room. And this is kind of big news, I think, in the San Gabriel Valley at least. The Luggage Room and La Grande Orange are closing in March. My guess is that the owners just don't want to renew the lease. These are big times in the food industry, and it's amazing how these things like COVID and fires have an impact all the way across the board. I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day. What's next? An earthquake? California cities recognized for vibrant food scenes. A recent report by Escoffe highlighted California cities for their vibrant food scenes. San Francisco topped the list, with Oakland, San Diego, Los Angeles, Anaheim, San Jose, and Irvine also ranking in the top 10. Oakland does not make any sense to me to be on that list, especially with I guess there's pockets of Oakland that are nice, but I mean, In-N-Out left or is leaving there. So each week we're going to do that, start off the show with local food news right here on AM 870 KRLA. The Answer. Our phone number is 866-870-5752. 866-870-5752. We are live on Facebook. And in case you missed the show, we are on what's called this thing. It's called a podcast. So all you have to do is go onto that purple icon that is on your phone and subscribe to Peter Dills, and you'll be able to hear the Peter Dills Show 24/7. As I mentioned, Ryan Lopez is here. He is with Lord Empanada. We're going to talk to him when we take our first break, and he actually has brought in food. But let's do the trivia question. It is so easy that I'm just like, and if you call in, make sure you give the answer, and then we'll see. 866-870-5752. That's our phone number. I'm going to say it real slow. 866-870-5752. Where was the original Caesar salad invented? Where was the original Caesar salad invented? If you think you know the answer, give us a call right now. 866-870-5752. Get on the phone right now. 866-870-5752. Where was the original Caesar salad invented? Where do you guys think? Give us a call. I know a little bit later in the show, and I had promised this last week, we're going to have a phone call from a friend of mine. His name's Jim Blumling. And Jim Jim's still in the wine business to this day. But Jim and I are going to really talk about or discuss briefly on the differences when you buy wine at a supermarket and you buy wine at a restaurant. Are they paying different prices? If they are paying different prices, why are they paying different prices? Our phone number is 866-870-5752. Our show is brought to you by our good friends at Tattinger Champagne. Tattinger Champagne, love it. Anytime I see it on a menu at a supermarket or at a restaurant, I order it by the glass. And they're a proud sponsor of the show, too. And you, too, can provide your expertise on being a partner on the show, a restaurant, or just a place to go to. Ryan, the question is so easy that there are so many people calling in. So I was like, sometimes maybe the questions are too hard, but that one I've used before. So give us a call, 866-870-5752. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to be talking to the Lord of Empanada, Ryan Lopez. It's Peter Dills, AM 870 KRLA. Hey everybody, it's Peter Dills here, and I've been a longtime fan of Columbo's Italian Steakhouse in Eagle Rock for the past 25 years, ever since my dad Elmer Dills introduced me to it. And folks, this little neighborhood place, I gotta say, is a kind of restaurant you wish was right down the street from you. Craving a great steak? Columbo's Porterhouse, Ribeye, New York Strip, or Filet is the best in town. Yes, I said it, the best in town, and it won't cost you those Beverly Hills prices. If Italian is more your thing, their lasagna is practically world famous. Chicken Parmesan is the best in town, and my favorite, spaghetti and meatballs. You'll be saying manja every time you take a bite at Columbo's Italian Steakhouse. It has something for everybody, even the kiddos. So come on down to Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and taste what I've been raving about for years. So come on down, Columbo's Italian Steakhouse, and taste what I've been raving about for years. And don't forget, tune in to Dining with Dills Sunday afternoon, 5 p.m. for more great food finds. That's Dining with Dills Sundays, 5 p.m. right here on the mighty AM 870, The Answer.
Be the hero of your next private party or large gathering. Make it a fiesta at El Cholo Cafe in Pasadena. The food, the setting, the special attention to make your event festive and memorable, and no room charge. El Cholo is renowned for its amazing family recipes. You want it? They'll make it. Better than anyone else.
This is Blair Salisbury. I'm the owner of El Cholo Cafe in Pasadena. Some of our recipes go back all the way to 1923. Nobody else has them.
Add some zest to your next private party or large gathering. Talk with an El Cholo Special Events Coordinator by calling 626-795-5800. 626-795-5800. Holiday parties, anniversaries, family gatherings, weddings, bridal showers, quinceañeras, whatever the occasion, El Cholo Cafe makes it memorable. And remember, no room charge. Yes, elcholopasadena.com. 626-795-5800. 626-795-5800. El Cholo Cafe.
It's Peter Dills, and if you like great Mai Tais and a wide range of Hawaiian-inspired food, then I need to tell you about one of my favorite restaurants. It's the Canoe House on Fair Oaks in South Pasadena. Great happy hour and some of the best Mai Tais that I've ever had. The Canoe House is fun, it's exotic. The food ranges from burgers and onion rings to ahi salad with weekly cold beer specials, and that Mai Tai that I was telling you about, you can get it at happy hour each and every Monday. Every night is something different. The Canoe House in South Pasadena is a great place for any night of the week, and it's only a short drive from wherever you're listening to our show.
Hey everybody, it's Peter Dills. Are you looking for the perfect spot to unwind with craft cocktails, a laid-back atmosphere with their freshest fish from the 7 seas, melt in your mouth braised short ribs, and 5-star food? Then I've got the place in Pasadena. I'm not going to tell you yet. Whether it's brunch or bottomless mimosas, happy hour with friends, or a dinner date featuring Chef Robert Humphrey's signature dishes, Plate 38 delivers fresh flavors and a welcoming atmosphere. And don't forget, locals know the best old-fashioned in town is right here at Plate 38. Just ask Michael Rosinski. Plate 38, Pasadena, where great food and great company meet. Visit plate38.com or stop on by East Colorado and Sierra Madre. And as always, tell them Peter Dills sent you.
Thanks, lad.
Wowie, wowie, wowie. I'm eating some chicken Alfredo empanada from Lord Empanada. And if you're watching on Facebook, you can see that I'm doing it. And wow, look at those phone calls. We've got 6 lines all there. Wow, we got Alhambra, Nashville, Sunset, Santa Trivia. And we can only handle 6 phone calls at a time. It's Peter Dills, AM 870 KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. Hey, do me a favor, just for the heck of it. When we're talking about restaurants like Lord Empanada, Gladstone's in Long Beach, Columbo's, all of my friends, Casa del Rey up in Sierra Madre, and you happen to go in, tell them, hey, I heard you on the Peter Dills show. That's why we're here. I mean, if we've got this many phone calls, we must have a lot of listeners out there today. So thank you for tuning in. Ryan Lopez, Lord Empanada, what's happening? Welcome.
Well, thank you, Peter, for having me.
We've been talking shop. We've been talking about restaurants. We've been talking about why we got into this crazy business of restaurants, right?
Yeah, it's it's a different lifestyle, and I've grown up into that lifestyle. Started as a dishwasher and little buster at my parents' restaurants as a little kid.
Oh my God, this is so. RJ, come in here and get a empanada. It's incredible. I mean, you are the Lord.
I try.
That is so good.
Which one? You got the chicken Alfredo?
Yeah.
The chimichurri?
RJ, get it.
I hear your lips smacking. It must be good.
Man.
Thank you. That's the birria queso.
Ooh, is that goat birria or beef birria?
Beef birria.
Well, RJ, is there another show after this? Because We're making a mess.
Don't worry, we'll come in and lick it up.
That one's spicy chimichurri.
Okay,
if you don't, if you like it, all right.
For the guys in there, is that all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course.
2 and 1 for there. Okay.
Woo!
Thank you. Welcome.
All right, let's talk about martinis before we talk about that, and then we're going to talk all about you. You asked me a question.
My question was, because I've been a long-time listener, is who right now is your top restaurant that gives or offers the best martini?
Okay. There are 3 places that I like, but one of them is a country club, so that won't do you guys any good because you can't go.
Yeah.
Plate 38.
Yep.
It's in Pasadena on the corner of Sierra Madre and Colorado. Nick's, they're all over Southern California. They make a good martini. Those are my top 2. Now, we had a guest, Musso and Frank, last week. They're famous. It's kind of like McDonald's. Who has the best French fries or who has the most famous French fries? Musso and Frank's would have the most famous martini, but do they have the best? I don't know.
Well, I don't think I've had a martini from Musso's yet.
Well, we'll go.
No.
When we sell this chimichurri sauce, we're going to go and celebrate.
Yeah. Those will be on all the stores and either go to Nick's or Musso's.
Ooh. We'll go to Musso's.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Okay. Oh, man. Ryan, can you share the story behind Lord Empanada? How did you come up with the name Lord Empanada?
Well, everyone was king this,
I'm the king of cuisine.
Master this, and I just wanted to kind of stand out. And Lord Empanada kind of had a nice flow to it. And when I was creating the design of the logo, I'd done it during the pandemic after losing my job. I was running a club up in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I started on the name and the branding, knowing I wanted to focus solely on empanadas, just be the best at that, and create a great logo and a great name that's catchy and memorable. And from there, it kind of just took off.
Man, they are really good. I had written about them in the Mountain View News, which is a Sierra Madre paper. You can read the article online. Go to my Facebook page. I don't have it up there yet. But that was really good. What was it again? It was the chicken
That was our newest
Alfredo.
one, the chicken Alfredo. And that combo with our chimichurri, even the spicy chimichurri, is a winning pair.
Do you think you know the answer to the question of where the Caesar salad was first invented?
Mexico.
Well, you weren't supposed to say that because we got 7 people on the line.
That was just my thought. I'm not sure if that's the right answer.
Italy. All right. No, okay. That's all right. Let's go to... David. No, let's go to Antoinette, line 3 in Sunset Beach. Antoinette, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, Peter. I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. I'm here with the Lord Empanada, and we're having empanadas inside the studio. And I've got to tell you that the empanadas are worth the drive to anywhere you're at. I mean, they are so good.
I'm in between Seal Beach and Huntington Harbor, Huntington Beach area in Sunset Beach. So I'll tell you, the Caesar salad was invented in Tijuana, Mexico.
Correctamundo.
At the racetrack at the country club area, the racetrack, but in Tijuana, Mexico.
Yeah.
Because I was there once upon a time.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to put you on hold. I'm going to get your information. I don't know what I'm going to send you, but you're going to get something good. So we got Leslie, Sam, Antoinette, Dave, G, Bandstand, Hal, you've already won something a couple weeks ago. You can't win again. But anyway, congratulations, Antoinette. Do you like empanadas?
I love empanadas. Yes, they're delicious.
Maybe we can...
Especially with the cabbage sauce thing that they make with it.
The chimichurri?
I think so.
Yeah, I've got a whole little thing here right in front of me, Antoinette, of chimichurri, and I've dipped it. And I think you shouldn't be talking with your mouth full, but so good. Okay, you got to do it. your flavor?
Yeah, well, it started with the beef recipe, which is my grandma's recipe. She's born and raised in Cordoba, Argentina, and that's what I grew up on. And again, it's just, I think the best foods are the most simple foods. And we use fresh, simple ingredients for that recipe, and we've used that concept to develop all our other ones. So when I first started, just as a pop-up before the restaurant, I just had that, the beef, chicken and potato, spinach and cheese, and spicy black bean.
We're talking to Ryan Lopez, Lord Empanada, Monrovia, California. During the holidays, especially Christmas, December, tamales are very popular. Obviously, we know that. To me, a tamale is kind of like a pizza. You can put anything. You could put shrimp in a tamale. You can put chicken in a tamale. Put beef in a tamale. If you want a vegetarian tamale. But are empanadas kind of the same thing? Is that what your mind spins around? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like, because you've got I can see it over there. You've got an apple
pie.
Apple pie empanada.
And then we also have a Nutella banana. But we make, the vessel is the most important part. So our dough is phenomenal. I've used this at the other restaurant. They've used it at the Pepper Tree Grill. My parents have used it. This is the single important part of an empanada is the vessel. Just like a pizza, the crust is the most important part of it. Then
you think so?
Well, it's the number one important part.
Okay, you might be right. Now, what? You might be right because we were talking about Zello's and the crust, and then Casabianca does a thin. Yeah, okay, all right. I can get that.
As the carriage, it is imperative, but then the other part is premium or good ingredients. You have to use fresh ingredients. You can't use the cheap stuff because that's what kind of then cancels out the dough. So we use good ingredients. It's a simple recipe, but it's all encapsulated in our amazing dough, and it's fresh. And those key components make our product just desirable in every way.
It's KRLA AM 870, The Answer. We're talking to Ryan Lopez, Lord Empanada, Monrovia. In case you're listening to the podcast right now on a Monday or Thursday, we're on live on Sunday nights right here in Los Angeles on a station called AM 870 KRLA. It's a talk station, and you can always call in at 866-870-5752. 866-870-5752. That is our phone number. We can take calls right now up until about 5:50, 5:55. I think Kevin turns off the phones at about then. Talking about Lord Empanada. I'm looking at the menu. It's very colorful. Monday closed, Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7:30. Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Oh, good. You were closed, so you were able to come over here in Glendale. Yeah, I mean, what... We were kind of talking during the break about the business of restaurants, and Lord Empanada has some ideas about maybe expanding and getting his chimichurri sauce into maybe supermarkets.
Yeah, that's the next plan for Lord Empanada is doing wholesale production. The restaurant industry is already an incredibly, if not the hardest business to be in. I don't have a business partner, and I don't want having two stores. I don't think that's a possibility, but I want to try to pivot into the wholesale production where, we're known for our chimichurri, we're known for our empanadas, and I think that's the best direction for us to go. And we're kind of halfway there. We've been talking to a lot of co-packers, and we're just getting ready to kind of pull the trigger on see where we can land, whether it's Ralph's or Gelson's.
Lord Empanada there in Monrovia. Do you think there's too many restaurants? Because we were talking about, you said you had somebody that you knew was thinking about opening a barbecue restaurant in South Pasadena. And I'm like, well, there's already Gus's. I don't know if there would be room for two in the city of South Pasadena. But on the other hand, sometimes a competition makes things better.
I think there's always room for a restaurant that is a master of a specific craft, and not having, not being a cheesecake factory where you have every single item on, from Mexican to Asian in one single restaurant. So I think if they did a barbecue spot and they focus just on the barbecue and they mastered that, then there's room for any type of concepts.
All right, it's Peter Dills, AM 870 KRLA. When we come back, Sam has a question. He's been waiting for 15 minutes, so let's get to Sam. But for right now, we got to pay the bills. It's Peter Dills, AM 870 KRLA. We call ourselves The Answer.
Women who are widows have unique financial challenges that most people are not aware of. Let's listen to Rose, one of Arif Halaby's clients, share her story.
Arif Halaby helped me. My husband had passed away 10 years ago, but realized that there was a lot better work that my money could be doing for me, and Arif Halaby really, really helped.
Were there specific financial challenges you had as a widow that Arif was able to help you with?
Definitely. I'm really good at managing money, and I can manage it on very little, but I really wasn't in the right investments. They were costing me a lot. There were a lot of fees. And Arif helped me transfer into fewer fees or no fees at all. And I just feel a lot more secure. I know now that the money is doing the work for me that it should.
Folks, I highly urge you to get in touch with Arif Halaby, CEO of TFS Financial Insurance Services. Call 888-99-RETIRE, 888-99-RETIRE.
The economy is reopening under the new administration. Is your business prepared to hit the ground running?
Hi, I'm RJ Beaton, media strategist here at AM 870. I've been in this business for over 3 decades. I know what works and how to bring new customers to your business. Today's consumers are ready and eager to spend money with your business. Get their attention on air and online with AM 870's broadcast and digital online marketing. Advertise where the people are, reaching the highly desirable upscale audience, 45 plus, that needs and can afford your services. Targeting your message to the right customers at the right time on the right platforms. AM 870 can drive brand new customers to your business. Hey, it's worth a short phone call to explore your options.
To learn more, call RJ at 818-662-3718. That's 818-662-3718. Tell the world you're open for business. 818-662-3718. That's 818-662-3718.
Jennifer Horn here, and the Southern California half-price tuition program is going on right now. Enroll your child or grandchild in an outstanding private school with strong academics, extracurricular activities, and the same principles you teach at home. You pay half the regular tuition, and we pay the rest for you. It's the half-price tuition program. See the list of participating schools now. First come, first served. Go to am870.info right now. That's am870.info.
The Answer. Breaking news.
Homeowners in California will soon face higher insurance costs. 2 major companies will increase their rates for over 600,000 residents this year. Mercury General, the 5th largest insurer, will raise rates by 12% in late March. Safeco, part of Liberty Mutual, which is the 4th largest insurer, will increase rates by 7% in May. Again, 2 insurance companies raising rates. Larry Marino in the Answer Newsroom.
AM 870, The Answer. Searching daily for common ground.
Thanks a lot. All right, it's Peter Dills. I told you the breaks would be short. You know, it is talk radio, so when people call in, we've got to take a phone call. Michael from Glendale, welcome to the Peter Dills Show right here on AM 870 KRLA.
Hey, Peter, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Oh, well, I wanted to talk about picking your brain. I'd love to have you do a whole episode on talking about gourmet restaurants that are kid-friendly.
Oh.
Something where it's not your typical chain restaurant and a kid's menu, but still be able to have a nice gourmet meal and a great cocktail. Any suggestions?
Well, you know, it's unique that you brought up the question because I had done a show a couple weeks ago, and I was talking about the restaurant down at the San Antonio Winery because they do a Sunday brunch down there with the mimosas and bellinis and music, and it's kind of upscale. It's really nice. But I said it's not kid-friendly because it's like, you know, we're having Sunday brunch, so maybe that's not the type of atmosphere. So I was kind of on the other spectrum. But as far as gourmet restaurants that are kid-friendly, gourmet, I don't know. I mean, in South Pasadena, there's the Canoe House, very kid-friendly, you know. And when you ask me about kid-friendly, I'm thinking into my mind that the restaurant actually has a separate kids menu. So how about this for an answer? I'm going to research it, and I'm going to give everybody an answer next week because to me, kid-friendly and gourmet just maybe don't go so well together, Michael.
Well, I definitely want to look forward to that show next week. But as one of the restaurants you mentioned that was one of your favorite ones, Plate 38.
Mm-hmm.
You know, great cocktails, and guess what? Gourmet, and it has a kids menu.
Yep. There you go, Plate 38. And also it's dog friendly, too. Bring the dog, they can sit outside. So what, Michael, in Glendale, if you don't have the kids, what is your favorite restaurant to go to?
My wife loves Laurie's. It's a classic prime rib. It's a beautiful, wonderful restaurant. It's not something my kids were going to sit through a long meal, usually, but it's a nice enough restaurant. It's a great experience.
All right.
So that's a classic.
All right, Michael. So listen next week, and I promise I'll put together a list of restaurants, like you said, that have a separate kids menu. Fair enough?
Fair enough. Great show, Peter. Thank you.
Thank you for the call. That opens up Sam in Alhambra. Sam has a question about tipping.
Hey, Mr. Dills. Got to tell you, you just recently moved up here to San Gabriel, and I dig your show.
Thank you.
We had nothing like this in San Diego.
That makes us happy.
Yeah, I have no problem. I always tip 20%. But where I've always had issues is tipping at any kind of Asian restaurant. They drop you the food.
Okay.
You have to wave them down for tea or for rice, and I've always tipped 10%. This is the first time this ever has happened to me, where a server said, "Why are you only giving me 10%?" And I thought, wow. I go, because you only visited our table once.
Yeah,
so
that's a good answer. Well, I was having this conversation this morning. A gentleman that I know just got back from Europe. He goes to Greece and Italy once a year for 6 months. And, in there, it's a little different. You're going to go to a restaurant and hang out for 2 hours. Here in L.A., Orange County, we seem to be in a hurry. We want to get into the restaurant, get out of the restaurant. And then, but my point is, though, we were talking about how in Europe, they don't bring you the bill until you ask for the bill. So you living in Alhambra, I mean, there's going to be a lot of Asian restaurants in Alhambra in that neck of the woods. So my dad, who I don't know if you said you're from San Diego.
Well, I moved to San Diego. I do have a comment about your dad.
Okay, so you're familiar with that part of the scene, but I just wanted to let you know, because he would, if you were calling his show 20 years ago, he'd agree with you 100% that if you're not, it's tips, TIPS, tip, to ensure proper service. If you're not getting the service that you feel is worth 20%, and you just, hey, here's your food, here's your Diet Coke, here's your bill. Well, there you go, 10%, if that.
Thank you. Okay, so I don't feel bad for all these years until I found your show, But yes, I mean it's like that. So, no problem. One other comment though, this was back in 1980, late 80s, early 90s. I would have breakfast with my dad at Burger Continental.
Burger Continental.
But I started in the morning. I would wait for your dad, and we would run. He ran barefoot. Yeah. I definitely ran in shoes.
Yeah.
But we would run for about 3 miles, and then he dropped me off, or we'd stop back where my dad was at Burger Continental for breakfast. Mm-hmm. But we would do this on Saturdays. So I ran with your dad probably for about almost a year on the weekends. Your dad was great.
Thank you.
Great guy.
Thank you, Sam.
Funny,
Very funny. A lot funnier than me.
But
hey, get up to Lord Empanada in Monrovia. It's going to blow your mind.
I do have a question about that.
He's right here.
Are empanadas reheatable and you still get the taste profile, or is there something you have to do with them?
So ours are definitely reheatable for up to 3 days. So we've cooked everything.
Awesome.
We fry them fresh to order. We don't cook them and have them under a heat lamp all day or put them in the fridge and just give them to you. We cook everything to order fresh, and so when you get them, they'll be piping hot. And to reheat them, the best way would be in the toaster oven, the air fryer. Do not microwave the dough's too fresh, but you can get that dough back to crisp, just like how it was when you first got it from the restaurant.
All right, Sam.
Thank you. Then I will see you on Tuesday for empanadas.
All right, there we go. All right, we're going to take a break. It's going to be an early break, Ryan, because we've got Jim. Jim is on the line. We're going to talk about wine and bottles of wine and why when we come back from the break. It's Peter Dills, AM 870 KRLA. We're known as The Answer. Have you been in a car accident, slipped and fallen, or even suffered a dog bite? When you have been injured in an accident, there's only one name you can trust. That is Carl D. Barnes. With over $1 billion in settled personal injury cases, Carl D. Barnes is a local attorney who stands for your rights. He's the experienced professional to turn to, whether you've been hurt on the road, in a store, or even just walking down the street. And I can say from personal experience and with confidence, because Carl represented me just a few years back when I was a passenger in an auto accident. He fought for me. He got results. Don't wait. Call 1-800-6-BARNES. 1-800-6-BARNES. You know it's a name you can trust. That's 1-800-6-BARNES. Let Carl D. Barnes get you the results you deserve. If there's no compensation, you don't have to pay anything. All right, food lovers, Christmas is over, but the season for incredible meals never ends. Let me tell you about my go-to spot for the best meats in town. Of course, it's Huntington Meats on Poultry at the Fairfax Market on Fairfax. Picture this, a perfectly seared steak, tender and juicy, fresh from the grill, or a Sunday roast so flavorful that your family's still going to be talking about it days later. That's the magic of Huntington Meats. They've got it all. Harris Ranch beef, premium cuts of pork and lamb, house-made sausages, and even specialty items you didn't even know that you needed. Jim Cascone and his team are there. They are true butchers, ready to help you pick up that perfect cut and serve up some great cooking tips along the way. So why wait? Whether it's a midweek dinner or weekend feast, Huntington Meats at the Farmers Market on Fairfax is the place to go. Swing by and experience the difference, or call ahead and place your order, because quality like this doesn't wait. This is Peter Dills reminding you, life's too short for bad meat. Huntington Meats is not just food, it's an experience. Huntington Meats and Poultry at the Farmers Market on Fairfax. Quality you can taste, tradition you can trust. Visit today.
You have got to get to Gladstone's, smack dab in the middle of Southern California, in the thriving little hamlet of Long Beach, overlooking the Queen Mary. Gladstone's. Why? Well, seeker of wisdom, truth, and gustatorial delights, the mere fact that you honor the world with your magnificent presence is reason enough to revel with abandon in the freshest and most tantalizing provisions from the fertile plains and the briny deep at Gladstone's. Feed your happy little face mouth-watering lobster from the seven seas, clam chowder so delicious George Washington would swim the ocean for, salmon so scrumptious it might kiss you, specials every day, and all at a price that won't bust the budget. Yes, I'm talking to you. It's the just reward for you being you. You have got to get to Gladstone's, smack dab in the middle of Southern California, in the thriving little hamlet of Long Beach, overlooking the Queen Mary. Gladstone's.
Hey everybody, it's Peter Dills, your official guy who knows where to dine, and today I'm taking you to Sierra Madre. It's a gem. Casa del Rey restaurant. Whether you're a fan of sizzling fajitas, their famous chili rellenos, or simply crave some chips and salsa, it's done right. Casa del Rey hits the spot every time. What I love most about Casa del Rey is their consistency. It's been serving Sierra Madre locals and visitors alike since 1972. It's the one and only. Family-friendly, wallet-friendly, and yes, taste bud-friendly too. Let's talk about their margaritas. Whether you're talking classic, spicy, or even fruity, they've got a margarita just for you. And trust me, this place is where good food meets great vibes. Yes. So if you haven't been to Casa del Rey, make plans now. Find them at 31 North Baldwin, right in the heart of Sierra Madre, or just give them a call. Get some takeout. 626-355-6060. 626-355-6060. Casa del Rey, where flavor lives and good times never end. And of course, as always, tell them Peter Dills sent you.
Thanks for that.
It's Peter Dills, AM 870 KRLA. Have you been out to Monrovia to check out Domenico's? Yeah, I know. There's a Domenico's in Naples, and there's a Domenico's in Pasadena. This is a different Domenico's. This is a steakhouse Domenico's, and it's really good. So check it out. In studio right now is Ryan Lopez. He is Lord Empanada up in Monrovia. A couple weeks ago, Ryan, I was talking about certain, like, wines by the glass, a bottle. Why is it that a supermarket pays a certain amount and a restaurant pays a certain amount? Is it a different price? Is it the same price? Are there laws in California stating that everybody should have equal access to the same price? I don't know, but I brought it up, and I got a feeling that if a restaurant serves wine by the glass, they're charged differently than if they just sell it by the bottle. Jim Blumling is on the phone right now, and he's a friend of mine, and I think he might know the answer. Jim, welcome to the show.
How you doing, Peter?
I am doing great. How are you? I know you're having a Cabernet and eating wood-fired pizza. How did I know that?
Not yet. The pizza starts after we're done.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like your commercial. Life's too short to eat anything but good meat. The same with wine and spirits.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. I think my dad's license plate used to say, "Life is too short for cheap champagne."
Love it. We asked a great question regarding pricing for restaurants and retailers. In the state of California, you have to publish your pricing, and it goes through the wholesalers. They're the ones who kind of own pricing and communicate that and sell that to restaurants and retailers. And as long as you publish it, you're allowed to have pricing variation between restaurants and retailers, and you're allowed to have discounts or better pricing if you can buy more at a time versus buying less if you're a restaurant, and the same holds true if you're a retailer. And even more so, there's always the best price if you're offering the wine by the glass.
Okay, why is that though? That's
and the reason that the industry passionately and wildly supports it is the best way to drive consumer awareness about a wine is to get your lips to the liquid. And if it's offered by the glass, there's much less risk for the guest to purchase a glass to give it a try,
right?
Without committing to a bottle. And as you know, Peter, from your dining experience, if the wine is sold by the glass, you can even ask the restaurant to give you a little tip to see if you like it. And the wineries love building their business through restaurants, so that when you come home after a great dining experience and you enjoyed that lovely bottle of wine, you're more likely to go to your local Albertsons, Vons,
right,
Pavilions, and Ralph's, and pick up a second, third, and fourth bottle, and it becomes a part of your stable when you're buying 6 and saving 10%.
Okay, so I'm with you 100%. I understand that. So the question, the final question is then, so as I don't know, Parkway XYZ restaurant, I'm XYZ restaurant. If I'm carrying Tattinger champagne and I'm selling it by the glass, and could I buy it less than Albertsons or Vons is paying for it?
Quite possibly.
But what would be because like you said, the prices are, back in my day, the book was called Patterson's. Do you remember Patterson's?
Sure.
So that was the Bible that everybody had, Patterson's. They looked through it. Dom Perignon is this, Tattinger is this, whatever it was. But I just don't understand, but you've explained it, but I don't understand why Vons can't sell Veuve Clicquot for $42 if they're buying so much of it, and XYZ restaurant is buying it for less than Vons is buying it. That's the part that just doesn't make clear. But I'm just guessing because they want to keep it equal playing field. But I get what you're saying on the other side. It's great for the winery because people get to try it.
Well, it's great for the consumer too, because there's only so many wines on that list at that restaurant, and to get to be one of those privileged wines to be on the list, you're offering a generous price so that they can put you onto that wine list. Now, if you go to a restaurant that has 500 wines on it, that's probably another story. But most restaurants might have 20, 30, 40 wines. So it's quite the privilege to be on that very short list of 5 Chardonnays, 5 Pinot Noirs, 5 Cabernets, and 6 sparkling wines. And that is from a winery perspective, it's a great way to build business. And for the restaurants, they make a good portion of the revenue from selling the beverages, and that's why the restaurants are willing to commit to giving them favorable pricing and earning the privilege of being on the wine list.
Yeah, but the big wineries have off-premise, on-premise pricing, and different salespeople. Now, smaller winery probably would have one person that is lucky to get into a supermarket and lucky to get into a restaurant. But to build business, I think it would be if you're across the street from a Vaughn's. Let's say you're on in Laguna. There's a Pavilions there on. You know where I saw you there. The Pavilions right there, and there's a restaurant in the same area. It would behoove the winery to make sure that they do anything that they could to make sure that they're on that wine list at that restaurant.
Absolutely, and the wholesalers that are representing the wineries are the folks that are probably putting more of an effort knocking on more doors, all across Southern California to get the wines for these wineries kind of on those menus. Because like you said, small wineries might have one person.
Yeah.
A bigger winery might have several salespeople, but it's a collaborative effort with the wholesaler reps and the winery reps as they either go out and sell independently or go out and tag team accounts to see if you can get the privilege of being in the next menu change and get on the list. And at the same time, they're also spending some time visiting accounts that they're already selling the wines at those places, so that they're building the relationship, showing support, eating at the restaurant, and making sure that they're giving the restaurant the business so that they can continue to be on the list.
Jim Blumling, this show is called Dining with Dills on The Answer, and maybe we should put a big yellow marker on the answer, because it seems like when we come up with a question, we find somebody with the answer. Jim, thank you for the call. How's that?
You're very welcome, Peter.
Thank you, Jim. Jim Blumling with the answer on about wine bottles and restaurants and everything like that. All right, Ryan Lopez, we're back at you. Did you learn a little something there?
Yeah, that was great. No, thank you.
Yeah, that was. I knew he would know, because that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to know. It's Peter Dills, AM 870 KRLA, The Answer. Ryan, do we take another break, or what do we do?
We still have 4 minutes left.
Okay, Ryan of the show. Oh, we're ending the show in 4 minutes. Okay, Ryan, I skipped down. I wrote this. Some of these questions were given to me, but you boast that you got on Yelp. You're number 41 out of 100.
42, yeah.
42 out of 100. How did that happen? How can our listeners learn from the answer?
I don't even have a good enough answer for that. I reached out to Yelp after we were nominated award number 61, top 100 places to eat in the country in 2023, and they just said it's
in the country.
In the country. So
wow.
this year, 2025, we were number 42, and the same list is Whole Box being number 1.
Right.
But I know I've reached out, like, how does this voting, how does this even happen? I guess all the elite, there's a bunch of elite Yelpers. There's a whole team of that, and they just go around, they have their meetings, and they cast out their votes within their subgroup, and we were fortunate to be on that list. I mean, based on how many ratings we have, we have 4.7 rating with over 660 reviews. So that's a lot of reviews in a short amount of time. So I think they take that into consideration, and how many 5 stars, and just how quick we've amassed those ratings.
How long has your restaurant been open?
3.5 years.
Okay, so obviously Yelp's been around a longer time than that.
Yeah, so in 2023, that was their 10-year anniversary of having that list. That's when we first got on it, and that's when business just started exploding, and we were able to retain our quality and our rating to still be at a high level functioning restaurant. And
any plans for the future? We're kind of wrapping the show up. Any plans for the future? I know we talked about maybe getting into
The big plans for sure is going to be getting the chimichurri and the empanadas in the wholesale section, whether it's at Gelston's, Ralph's, Costco. We are in the process of that, and financing is a big hurdle, but there's a lot of people out there that believe in our brand, and we have the accolades to prove that we are a strong products.
Well, I only had 2, and they're absolutely dynamite. Hey, when you come in as you're a restaurant, if you come into the show, you got to bring food. I mean, it's a food show. And when I drove up, I had a big smile on my face because Ryan's hands were full of food to feed the staff here on KRLA, The Answer. Yeah, next week we're going to be back here at 5 p.m.
2 minutes.
We will. I'm embarrassed. I think we're going to be talking about snack bars. I can't remember. But I know it's going to be a great show. It's going to just keep growing and growing and growing. Those of you that are watching on Facebook, hello. If you're listening on the podcast, tell a friend. I am going to be on, this is Monrovia as well, the Wine Club, the Wine of the Month Club. Paul in Monrovia has the Wine of the Month Club, and I've already done a segment with him, and I'm going to be on his podcast. So if you have a podcast and you want to talk about food, I'm more than happy to be a guest on your podcast because it's going to help my podcast. You know what I mean? It's like Ryan's being here. He's telling all his friends, make sure you listen to Peter Dills. And I'm telling everybody already, come out and check out Ryan in Monrovia at Lord Empanada. We got 20. I got just this one quick question. Let's say Leslie from Tennessee had to have the empanadas. Would you be able to send them to her?
Not at this point, but very soon.
We're working on it.
We are working on it.
Okay. The show is Dining with Dills. The station is AM 870. Oh, shoot, I almost did it again. AM 870 KRLA. My email is thechefknows@yahoo.com. Thechefknows@yahoo.com. You can Google my name, and we're on podcasts, SoundCloud. We're on all sorts of stuff, and all we do is have a good time. We're not here to talk politics, nothing like that. It's just all about food. Ryan Lopez, continued success.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Peter, for having me. This was great. And hope to talk to you soon later down in the future when I'm in Nelson's.
Lord Empanada.
You're dining with Dills. Dining with Dills. You're gonna get your delicious fill. Yeah, dining with Dills. It's all good.
This program was sponsored by Dining with Dills.